What's up? It's Thomas from Modern Girl, and I'm here to talk about Kelly Reichardt's new film, The Mastermind, starring Josh O'Connor. Kelly Reichardt is a director that I am somewhat familiar with. The only movie I've seen from her is Certain Women. I've actually got it right here. This movie's dope. This is one of the best movies from the past decade, in my opinion. She has a very particular style that I've noticed, at least in this movie and in The Mastermind, that really is exemplified by this Twitter post that came out. This Twitter post that I saw that was getting a lot of attention from somebody that saw the movie, and you get the impression that it was not somebody that is familiar with Kelly Reichardt. And they were just complaining about how, I just saw The Mastermind and it sucked and nothing happened. And it was just a bunch of jazz music for an hour and 40 minutes or whatever. And the response on film Twitter was, kind of sarcastically oh, looks like we're in for another home run from Kelly Reichardt. And, on one hand, it's kind of funny to laugh at somebody and be haha, you don't know who Kelly Reichardt is, and I do. But on the other hand, I love Certain Women, and one of the best things about it is its really slow pace, and its patience, and how much faith it puts in the viewer to put the pieces together. But at the same time, I don't want slowness for slowness sake. And I don't think Kelly Reichardt is always how she is in this movie. But I was a little bit concerned because, with the main hook of the movie being Josh O'Connor as an art thief, I wanted to see a movie about Josh O'Connor being an art thief. I didn't want it to be I didn't want to be sitting around twiddling my thumbs waiting for the action to happen. And much to my surprise, I don't know who that person was that watched The Mastermind, but I feel like they didn't watch the same movie as me. I thought that this film had a great pace to it. It had really good momentum. It had great personality. It had a really strong identity, and I think that it's set in the 70s. I think it's 1970, and the film has this kind of 70s hue to it, where it just it looks like Kelly Reichardt actually put a physical haze over the film almost. That gives it this nostalgic feeling, and it's not like the movie's indulging in the 70s-isms. It's not oh well, this is from 1970, so we need to play Fortunate Son or whatever bullshit. It's really just a great aesthetic for a film to be set in. I mean, I guess that it also plays into Josh O'Connor's character. I think that the 70s vibe, the softness of the film, it helps you ease into Josh O'Connor's character. And he is ultimately this likable guy that kind of grows. It's over the course of the film, you kind of understand his sliminess, how it kind of creeps up over time. There's all these protests that are happening in the entire movie that are kind of in the background. They're mostly played for they're almost transitionary elements of it. But Josh O'Connor, he is this man who is in a nice nuclear family. His wife is working a full-time job. He's functionally unemployed, and I think that the movie is this really cool it's like a character study, you know, at least from my perspective, where it's a movie about Josh O'Connor, who he becomes an art thief, where he and his friends like steal all these pieces from a museum, and it's, you never really get any idea of like why he's doing it, because he's got this, you know, like, from at least from the outside, he looks like he's doing fine, all things considered. And I think that the movie is kind of about him being this aimless, almost like drifter. He's like a drifter that's, you know, settled in the suburbs. As a result, you don't really get an idea of what he stands for, what he believes in, if he like cares about anything other than like himself. Like all of this like 1970s, like, you know, all this political activity culminates in this, in an ending that the audience I saw it with, they seemed like they were like audibly taken aback. Like I think there were people that like, you know, they went like, that's it. It really is a pretty abrupt kind of ending that Josh O'Connor's character gets, but I think that it's one that is kind of like, it's like ironic in a really kind of cruel and funny way. And I think it like fits the character beautifully, and I think Josh O'Connor kills it in this movie. I've only ever seen him in Challengers, and I think he's like incredible in that movie. And he totally plays this. He plays this character of like a art thief slash house husband type of vibe like very well. It's a movie that kind of reminds me of Paul Schrader's most recent film, Oh Canada, where it's like almost like through his privilege, he stumbles into becoming this significant figure. And, you know, I don't think the movie like hates Josh O'Connor necessarily. I think that he's an annoying, slimy character, but ultimately, I mean, he's still really like enjoyable to watch. It's not like I see him as the villain or like a fundamentally like bad person. He's just kind of a guy who he like stumbled through this politically active time, and his unwillingness to care is almost like the thing that led him to his conclusion. With that said, I think the movie is not as politically motivated as I'm making it sound. I don't think that it has like a strict agenda that it's trying to push. I think I see it more as a character study than anything. And I mean, I see it as like it's also kind of like a fun, you know, little art house heist movie that is genuinely very funny. The crowd I was seeing it with, they were really invested in it. They were laughing a lot. And I mean, I was like right there with them. I thought it was really funny. I thought the jazz soundtrack from, I can't remember who it was from at this point. It really helped with keeping that brisk pace, even when the film is kind of showing you really simple, like, even when it's like the most mundane kind of underplayed performances, the jazz soundtrack really keeps me invested personally. And it's like really beautifully shot. I think it's one of the best looking films I've seen all year. I think Kelly Reichardt's definitely got an eye for how to make a beautiful movie. So, yeah, I guess, I don't know if I was gonna rate it on like a scale. I'd say it's like a strong 8 for me. I love it. I don't think I didn't connect with it quite as much as Certain Women, but it is it's still definitely going to be one of my favorites of the year. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. We have tons more videos talking about all kinds of movies and music and shit. If you want to watch those, subscribe, pretty please. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Bye bye.